The Think Theory Radio.
That's terrible.
That was pretty good.
Something happened to your
tried.
stuff, man. The intro
It disappeared.
Gone. Yeah, it disappeared
into the ether.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
So we'll have to find that and fix that and post. I have no idea where your stuff is saved, man.
I do a show on remote 1 week, and this is what happens here. No.
This place is falling apart piece by piece.
It's like a vortex, just swallowing everything. A black hole, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But hello, and welcome to Think Theory Radio, the show that brings you topics outside the mainstream realm of thought and ideas to make you think. And I'm your host, Damian Perdue, your intro-less guide on this weird audio ride of scientifical delights. And of course, I'm joined by Paulie C.
Yo, yo, yo.
We don't have our array.
No production elements whatsoever. I have no
beats.
No break music. No beats. No beats.
I wish I was a better beatboxer, because then I would.
I wish I had more warning on that, but that's on me. This place is falling apart, man.
It's all right. We'll build it back up brick by brick, piece by piece.
Rebuild it.
At least we have, it's a weird science episode.
Weird science.
And
Tales to Astonish. Tales to Astonish.
People have never heard the show or tuning in. Like, what is this, like a hip hop show?
What are these dorks doing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. But you got to say it because it's
weird science.
And Tales to Astonish.
Astonish. That's right, folks. We got through it. And I have a bunch of science-based stories and some other little funny ones. Some local things, too.
Okay.
Interesting. I'm going to save
local
those.
Things.
Saving those.
Local things.
I'm going to start off with one that people have probably heard of, but it's such a cool discovery and potential scientific game changer that we have to bring it up. And that's about NASA saying that the Mars rover has discovered potential biosignature of life on Mars.
Now, wait a minute. What does that mean?
It means that they have found a sample that was collected by NASA's Perseverance Mars rover from an ancient dry riverbed in Jezero Crater could preserve evidence of ancient microbial life. Taken from a rock named Chayava Falls, the sample called Sapphire Canyon contains potential biosignatures. Now, a potential biosignature is a substance or structure that might have a biological origin, but requires more data or further study before a conclusion can be reached about the absence or presence of life. So it's a big find nonetheless, and could potentially be huge if it is found out that this is a precursor to life on Mars.
As in it's developing, or there used to be?
That there used to be. The combination of chemical compounds we found in the Bright Angel Formation could have been a rich source of energy for microbial metabolisms, said Perseverance scientist Joel Horowitz of Stony Brook University. But just because we saw all these compelling chemical signatures in the data didn't mean we had a potential biosignature. We needed to analyze what the data could mean. And so basically it's one of the other interesting things is that it's one of the youngest sedimentary rocks that the mission has investigated, which means if it is proven to be the biosignatures are microbial life, that life existed closer in time to now than we thought. Previously, we thought if there was life on Mars, it was much farther back in time.
Yeah.
But since this is one of the youngest rocks that they have found, it could be that life has existed even longer.
Interesting.
So we'll see where that goes. Except, here's the wrench in the system. Guess who? The commander in chief. has decided in the 2026 NASA budget, they don't want to pay to bring back Mars samples anymore. It's called the Mars Sample Mission, MSM. So it's possible that these rocks that might contain proof of life on Mars will not be brought back to Earth to be studied. Because they're planning on Xing out that funding.
So, I don't want to get too deep into the...
Yeah. But, I mean, it's,
So are you saying that the Mars program is shut down?
No, it's just the
So there still
Mars...
is somebody associated with who you're talking about that could still make rockets or try to make rockets to get us up to Mars, right?
Yeah, well, that's kind of what they're saying, is that they don't want to spend the billions to bring back the samples because we're going to send people there. So they're saying, well, just hold them there and analyze it there.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, what are you going to... I mean, that's not a big ask, honestly.
No. But at the same time, who knows?
That's not a big ask. Can you just wait a while?
Yeah.
Can we just try and get somebody up there?
But we don't even know if we can get anybody up there.
Yeah. Well, can you get like another... like a lunar rocket or not a lunar, but a Mars rocket that the rover that can analyze the.
Well, that's what I mean. But you would have to bring it. I don't
specifically.
No, because you need somebody to.
It can't launch itself up there and then try and find its way there. Or something.
No, because that's what they have. I mean, the Perseverance rover is essentially that.
Like
it's
the Mars Global
samples.
Positioning System can't get them to that point.
No,
I don't know.
We don't have a robot that can analyze as a scientist could yet. So we'll see.
Yeah. I guess why would they make one? I guess specifically they probably make that stuff for, taking pictures and doing whatever it can to
collect
analyze.
samples.
Yeah, any samples.
But we'll see. So that's for next year. But it's still interesting nonetheless. I mean, it could change now that this evidence has come out. Maybe they'll decide to fund the mission again. And but we'll find out next year. Speaking about life, I have two other origins of life stories, which are pretty interesting. Scientists say they may have just figured out the meaning of life. No. The origin of life. My bad.
Origin of life. I was going to say the meaning of life, but then technically this isn't a weird science episode. It's a meaning of life episode. Oh, man.
Kind of, I mean, if you figure out the origin of life, could coincide with the meaning of life.
Perhaps we can put a paperclip in this one and file it under another meaning of life episode.
Except it is very strange science stuff. Because in a new study published in the journal Nature, a team of biologists say they've demonstrated how RNA molecules and amino acids could combine by purely random interactions to form proteins. These are the molecules that are essential for carrying out nearly all of a cell's functions. And proteins don't replicate themselves, but are created inside a cell's complex molecular machine called a ribosome, based on instructions carried by RNA. So that's always the chicken and the egg thing, Cells wouldn't exist without proteins, but proteins are created inside cells, so which came first?
So what mountain did these all slip down in combined forces?
In a laboratory. Well, they're saying, so this is according to co-author Matthew Powner, a chemist at University College London, we have achieved the first part of that complex process using very simple chemistry in water at neutral pH to link amino acids to RNA. The chemistry is spontaneous, selective, and could have occurred on early Earth. He also added RNA might have first come to control protein synthesis. And
protein synthesis, that's what they call it? Mm-hmm. Like photosynthesis, but it's protein synthesis.
The generation of proteins. But it's interesting because you can't have a cell without a protein, but you can't have protein without a cell. So which came first? And but they focused on a reactive molecule called pantethine, which is known for its crucial role in metabolism. And they threw together a watery stew of pantethine and amino acids. The team found that the amino acids reacted with the compound to create another chemical called aminoacylthiol. This thiol they further demonstrated combined with free-floating RNA and water at a neutral pH to start a reaction that transferred the amino acids to the RNA, linking them together.
Throwing a couple onions, some garlic. You got a good soup going on
You
here.
got that primordial soup.
Yeah.
Now, this is, they do caution, scientists caution, that the amino acid chains being produced are random and chaotic, unlike the orderly arrangements produced by ribosomes. So it's still, under investigation. They have to crack that problem.
All right. Well, file that under, the next Meaning of Life episode.
Yeah, that's in there.
Depending on what we talk about.
But it's interesting they even got that far where they could kind of generate early form of life from.
Oh, they were just making up words. I don't know.
You don't believe any of it.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I'm an idiot, though. I have no idea.
Well, linked to that, though, scientists find evidence that original life on Earth was assembled from material in space. Yes,
Okay.
we are space aliens.
Coming down on the meteors that hit Earth.
Yeah, but
or
even more so than
in
that,
spaceships.
they have in their work from the Max Planck Institute, published in the Astrophysical Journal, they report the detection of over a dozen types of complex organic molecules swimming closely around a protostar in the constellation Orion, suggesting that the chemicals can survive the violent processes that give birth to stars, and thus may abound in space, instead of having to wait for a planet with the right conditions to form them. So as we were just talking about, the formation of life, the proteins and amino acids and all that stuff, this is saying that possibly life could form in space, not just the building blocks of life coming from a meteorite hitting Earth and then creating life, but actually forming where the stars are forming and everything in the early. This means that in the early stages of the universe, life could have been forming in space along with all the gaseous filaments and clusters and colliding
Interesting.
galaxies.
Yeah. Okay. It's got to start somewhere, right?
Maybe that's where the tardigrades come from. They're just form in space.
What if they are? What if they're the most ancient sort of warrior in the
And they just formed in space, not on a planet or anything. That would be super cool. Or what if aliens are really?
What if tardigrades are the aliens?
That's what I'm saying. Or but the tardigrades we get are
there's the Earth tardigrades,
but they're
They've
amoebas
adapted.
compared to us.
They forgot what it was like in the old country.
Yeah,
the great vacuum of space.
or they're the primates of super intelligent tardigrades that have spaceships.
We're on a tardigrade tangent. We've done this a few times. That's a new bingo square right there.
Maybe that comet that's heading towards Earth is a bunch of ancient tardigrades and highly intelligent tardigrades. You never know, man. You never know. I'm going to stick with this kind of life thing that we're doing. Inadvertently. This just, kind of happened.
Yeah.
Scientists just discovered this minute, they told me, a secret code hidden in your DNA.
Okay.
And it's up, down, left, right, A, B.
Yeah. I know the one.
So now they're saying, we've talked about junk DNA on the show before.
Junk DNA?
Yeah.
There's DNA that's just
It's just, they think they were calling it
or
junk
is
for a
that
long time.
the more you eat McDonald's, the more it's just
Yeah.
DNA just turns to junk.
That Big Mac DNA. I was thinking McNugget DNA. That kind of makes sense. No, but this is junk DNA, which according to, the Human Genome, Project and figuring out all the different, beautiful mechanisms that make up our bodies, that 90-something% of it is junk. That's what they're claiming, which is very interesting because it parallels the dark energy, dark matter composition of the universe at 90-something%. which we don't know what that is either. But now a new international study suggests that ancient viral DNA embedded in our genome, which were long dismissed as this genetic junk, may actually play powerful roles in regulating gene expression. So they believe these ancient viruses created transposable elements, this repetitive DNA sequences in the genome. And over millions of years, they spread throughout the genome via copy and paste mechanisms. And today, these TEs, transposable elements, make up nearly half of the human genome. And while they were once thought to serve no useful function, recent research has found that some of them act like genetic switches, controlling the activity of nearby genes in a specific cell type. So that's pretty cool. And we talked about, we did this a while back, we did a show on viruses and how like ancient viruses have a big part of the development of the human genome. So now if we find out that maybe this huge percentage of DNA we thought was nothing is actually very important into how our bodies evolved. And we will find more. I had another one. Where is it? And I kind of want to keep it because, or do it in this segment because here we go. I feel this is like the science life segment in the first part of Weird Science today. Scientists say they've created a new form of life more perfect than the one nature made. Can you believe that? And this goes along with the human genome thing we're talking about. Scientists at the Medical Research Council's Laboratory of Molecular Biology say they've engineered a bacteria whose genetic code is more efficient than any other life form on Earth. They call their creation SYN57. It's S-Y-N, not S-I-N. A bioengineered strain of E. coli. Hey! Yeah, let's just, use dangerous substances. Why not? It's, but basically, E. coli uses 7 less codons than all life on Earth. A codon is basically a 3-letter sequence found in DNA and RNA, which delivers instructions for amino acids, which we just talked about, is the fundamental building block of life. And for the past billion years or so, all known life on Earth has used 64 codons. And scientists cracked the code when they mapped the Human Genome Project. And then in 1966, they revealed only 20 total amino acids. And going on and on in their research, in 2010, a team of 24 researchers detailed the steps taken to create the world's first synthetic bacterial cell. And it took some 15 years to complete. The faux cell was still only a faithful recreation of the stuffy old 64 codon version. But in 2019, genetic researchers at Cambridge University were able to chip off that natural redundancy and rework an E. coli strand down to 61 codons, demonstrating without a doubt that life can function with less than the tried and true 64. And this incredible feat was heralded at the time as the most ambitious attempt at completely synthetic life form of life. And now they've gone even further. To make SYN57, the researchers went through the painstaking process of altering over 101,000 lines of genetic code, first in theory, then in practice. And like the synthetic bacteria from 2010, advances in DNA synthesis mean that genetic researchers can now construct genomes from scratch. You can start exploring what life will tolerate, echoes Neerajus, a synthetic biologist at Harvard, told the newspaper. We can finally test these alternative genetic codes. We definitely went through these periods and we're like, well, will this be a dead end or can we see this through? And the result of their backbreaking experimentation, that life still works even with less codons. So we'll see where that goes. Creating more diseases. We'll find out.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Oh.
That's all I got.
Hey, it fits in. Kind of sounds like a Think Theory beat.
I got lucky. You gonna take us to break?
No, I'm just vibing to this beat right here for a second. It's new. It's new to the show, man.
I won't be able to find it later. It's going to disappear, man.
All right. Well, I'll look forward to the next one you find on the next break when we come back with more Think Theory Radio right after this.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Welcome back to Think Theory Radio. This is Damien, and today I don't have to lead up to it because you don't have to press the button anymore, but it's Weird Science! And tales to astonish. Yeah.
Weird Science and tales to astonish.
Astonish. Welcome to the future. No, sorry, different one. We're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live.
If you are listening for the first time, welcome. Wow, this is different. Don't mind us.
These guys.
Don't mind us. Been on vacation. We haven't tidied up for a while.
Yeah, that's all right. We just got to rebuild.
Yeah.
We have the technology.
We do. We have good insurance, I hope.
Speaking of technology, and I know both of us like pizza, and I'm sure 99% of the people listening like pizza. They probably get their pizza
Popular
delivered.
food item.
What about getting your pizza delivered by a submarine?
Why?
Maybe you're on a remote island and you really want some Pequod's pizza.
Okay.
Actually, it's Domino's, though.
What?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I guess a corporation would be.
They got the money for it.
Do that, yeah.
Domino's UK.
What, Pequod's doesn't have a submarine that they can just take it down Lake Michigan. You're going to, around North Beach, you're going to,
the Chicago River to the Illinois Canal down there, drop it off in Chinatown. Meet you at the park right there. No, but Domino's UK showcased these new delivery methods, including submarines and robot dogs.
Robot dogs?
Yeah.
You buried the lead, man.
I don't know. A submarine, though?
Well, yeah, that's cool.
And the Pothole Pro Max. What do you think that is?
What's the Pothole Pro Max?
It's just a bike.
Oh.
It's a delivery bike that can
withstand the roughest
potholes,
of streets, yeah.
But it also has an oven attached to it.
Oh, man. Try and rob me. I'm going to burn you.
But it cooks your pizza on the way.
Oh, that's weird.
Or at least partially. They probably par bake it and then put it in the next 10 minutes
I wouldn't mind that because even if it's underdone a little bit, it's still
be hot,
cooking and
more
hot. You can throw it in your oven, if you can do that.
The cheese won't be all congealed.
Yeah. But what if there's traffic or congestion or construction or...
Yeah. That's why it's the Pothole Pro Max, man. It can tackle any road challenge. It's like those, the BMX Extreme, but with a bike, like a pizza delivery. It's just jumping over ramps and guardrails and roadblocks, ice raids. It's just going over all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the Sea Breacher X, is a submarine that looks like a shark.
Why?
Probably so,
it's just the design, I guess, and you're saying, or okay.
You've never seen those? The little, they're kind of like individual submarines. They look like a shark or a dolphin.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Maybe it's to fool the other sea mammals. I don't know.
I think it's just the design.
Yeah.
Sharks swim pretty well in the ocean and in water.
Mm-hmm. But this submarine delivered Domino's pizzas at Loch Ness.
Why?
To some tourists. No,
that just seems excessive. That's just a publicity stunt.
I think this one was more of a publicity stunt.
Proving that they can do it. Yes. And then where's their market?
Yeah, well, and also you think that the cost is not cost effective.
Where do you live where Domino's is not near you that you need a submarine to bring it to? I don't know.
On an island.
On an
They're
island,
some
yeah.
small island.
You didn't say which island. You just said some
Well,
small
no, this
island,
was
yeah.
Loch Ness when they did it.
But that's Scotland. That's
Yeah.
not an island.
Well, that
yeah.
was the publicity
They
stunt.
were just throwing that
wanted-
thing in
yeah.
the water. That's
Well,
all
they wanted
were
to
doing,
fool
yeah.
people and think it was the Loch Ness
Oh,
monster.
it's rising up. Okay, yeah.
It's delivering
that's
my
the-
pizza.
The publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, I think I've seen that commercial. Hold on.
But they actually did this. Now that obviously seems like a publicity stunt. I can't see them doing that on the regular. But robot dogs, which they also did, and their purpose is to deliver them like in places like beaches and parks where you have, nuisances like seagulls and other things that snatch the food up from people.
Yeah.
So the robot dog which is called Dommy Dog.
Real creative Domino's executive staff.
Should have called it like the Noid dog or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they still use the
Something
Noid?
new,
Anyway.
something new in marketing. Some fresh, hip marketing. That was lazy. Sorry,
That's
go
pretty
on.
lazy.
Yeah, Dommy Dog or whatever.
Yeah. Doesn't even sound good.
You can call him Domino. It doesn't even matter.
That's true. That is a good dog name.
Yeah.
But the robot dog was deployed to deliver pizzas on beaches, and it was equipped with advanced stereo cameras for a 360-degree perception, allowing it to navigate obstacles and deter seagulls effectively. I just thought that was a funny story. This is like a submarine,
ridiculous.
robot dogs, and then the pothole-proof bikes.
And then we just
with
gave
ovens.
Domino's Pizza a free commercial
That's
in
true.
the middle of
I
Think
know.
Theory
They didn't-
Radio.
Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah.
Didn't I should have just said I shouldn't have named the
Send one of your
corporation, but-
mediocre, affordable pies to us, Domino's, for your advertisement of your excessive delivery methods. Although I like the dog idea. I don't disagree with that. That's
Yeah,
great
that
way-
kind of makes sense.
The submarine's excessive. That's just
Yeah. I could see like some ultra
what
rich.
Papa John's have a helicopter and somebody got jealous or something. Or,
Like you get these, like ultra rich, like Mark Zuckerberg and his like encampment in Hawaii, where like
Yeah.
because he has like that island in Hawaii where he built like 100
I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
good for him.
built like 100 condos that are
Yeah.
all like state of the art like
Zuckerville.
yeah, but they're like
island, Zuckerville.
but they're like what do you call those like it's like a
mayor of Zucker. Sorry.
it's like a fort though
what? A
a
fort?
fort like it's impenetrable.
Was there
Except
something like
for
an
a submarine.
Ewok village or something in Hawaii?
Something like
what do you
that.
got going
no,
on?
I think it is like big tree houses too. For the end of the world.
That's where he's gonna ride it out.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a good spot.
him and his buddies, his cronies,
Yeah.
his other robots. Well, I'm going to stick with the food thing.
Sorry, that was just a morbid
fine.
thought. Mark Zuckerberg riding it out.
I was just thinking of who's going to get a pizza delivered in a submarine would be somebody
Mark
like that.
Zuckerberg. Yeah, but are they going to be waiting by the phone that day?
Phone is so 2025.
Well, however they get
They're
notified.
like, they have like a Neuralink.
Guy showing up all year waiting for the day Mark Zuckerberg's like,
get
all
them-
right, I need 185. Send them by submarine. Oh,
All right.
Sorry.
Switching it. But I am sticking to food somewhat. And like pizza, I'm a big fan of chocolate, which I think a lot of people listening also love chocolate. I don't know if you like chocolate. You like chocolate?
love chocolate.
All right.
It's great. It's delicious. It's chocolate.
Well, scientists, not the same scientists as the other scientists, different scientists, the chocolate scientists, they make game-changing discovery that could transform the chocolate industry and potential climate change impact.
Oh?
Researchers from the
Well,
University
wasn't that a
of...
concern? Wasn't that a concern?
Yes.
Like there was like not even environment, but accessibility of chocolate.
Yeah.
But all of it was just like, it's an industry. Mm-hmm. So there's been at least it's changing the course. They're trying to
Yes.
figure out the regenerative way to do it.
And this could have a huge impact on both creating more of the world's cocoa or a cacao. Is it cocoa or cacao?
Cacao, what's the difference? I don't know, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Researchers at the University of Queensland found that growing more shade trees on cocoa farms in West Africa, or cacao, however you say it. Because is it two different things? Cocoa.
I don't know, man.
Google it, man. Come on, look that up for me.
Oh, man.
The source of 60% of the world's chocolate could dramatically cut heat-trapping pollution without hurting crop yields. And the team analyzed tree cover on cacao farms in Ghana and the Ivory Coast.
Okay.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Le Côte d'Ivoire, yeah. Okay. Cacao is a term for the less processed raw form of the bean, while cocoa refers to the more processed roasted form.
Ah.
There you go.
There we go. And discovered that shade coverage averages just 13%, which is far below the optimal 30 to 50% range, wherein cocoa still grows well. Boosting cover to that higher range could sequester up to 10.2 million metric tons of carbon dioxide each year. This can easily be done by adding back trees that naturally belong in the cacao's rainforest habitat. Cacao can be grown without significant yield losses under shade levels of 30 to 50%, so there is huge unrealized potential to increase carbon sequestration through tree planting, co-author Wilma, bless her heart, said. And it's interesting. They're like, oh, hey, nature had an answer for this, and we disrupted that. And now we're like, oh, wait, if we would have just left the trees that were already there, we not only could have gotten more cacao, but
I'm sure that's happened in various industries over the years. Like we learn, like, oh wow, we were fighting against ourselves, and now we've made it a little bit easier on ourselves. Here.
That's happening a lot with agriculture now, where their whole thing used to be about stripping all the microbes from the ground, because it was like, well, just rip it all up so we can plant these crops. And now, like, realizing, wait, that's all like the microbe agriculture stuff. We should leave these microbes because they actually help the plants grow and they're better for the crops. But anyway, I digress. But that's cool. So we'll see where that goes. It can, give us more chocolate, which I'm all down for.
Go chocolate.
And sequester more carbon. Even better.
Mm-hmm. Sequester it.
Let's see. Let's get into some brain stuff.
Okay.
The universe's first magnetic fields were comparable to the human brain and still linger within.
Okay.
Researchers used hundreds of thousands of computer simulations to examine the remnants of these ancient magnetic fields, which still reside within the cosmic web billions of years later. But in the new study published August 13th in the journal Physical Review Letters, researchers have revealed that these primordial fields may have been even weaker than they previously imagined. Using exhaustive computer simulations, the team constrained an upper limit on these fields' magnetic strength and found that they likely maxed out at 0.00000002 Gauss, which is billions of times weaker than a standard fridge magnet. Such magnetic fields are comparable to magnetism generated by the electrical activity of neurons in the human brain. And the cosmic web is something that connects all the universe, some kind of weird filament. So we really don't even know what it is still. And it exists in places, where space is essentially empty, but there's still this cosmic web that connects the whole universe together, which a lot of people have kind of, if you look at pictures of it, now that they have more, these infrared spectrography kind of like photos of it, it looks like the mapping of the neuron of the brain, or the neural connections or whatever. But so it's interesting that it also has this magnetic field that we're still can still analyze billions of years later. So it's interesting. So it's Mac Pakovich, a doctoral candidate at the International School for Advanced Studies in Italy, says, our hypothesis was that this magnetism could be a legacy of events occurring in cosmic epochs during the birth of the universe. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I always kind of like to think that the universe is like just a big brain.
Yeah. Wasn't that a Think Theory episode?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Probably several.
Yeah.
And if we figured out, man,
the brainwave and all that.
We're just the dreams of the universe's brain, man.
All right.
That was
I'm not ready for this.
Now, here we go from the universal brain to the human brain. And a human brain map shows how musical rhythms instantly reconfigure your mind, man.
Wow, that I can totally get into.
Yeah. So, like, your brain is never still. It's always, like, vibrating, mad frequencies.
Oh, tell me about it.
Oscillating. Yeah, I know. My brain is never still.
Go to bed.
Each pulse of sound tweaks its wiring faster than a drummer can tap a snare. Anyway, a fresh study pairs magnetoencephalography with a clever algorithm called Freakness to watch that rewiring happen live. I saw Freakness at the Metro one time. Pretty dope producer. Lead researchers Dr. Matteo Rosso and Associate Professor Leonardo Bonetti from Aarhus University and the University of Oxford say the method lets them chase brain waves in the wild. Healthy brains run on repeating electrical patterns that help cells talk efficiently. Those patterns, or oscillations, sit at distinct frequencies that set the tempo for perception, movement, even daydreams. Rhythmic tones are perfect probes because their timing is predictable. The team played steady 2.4 hertz beeps to volunteers and compared the result with Quiet Rest, as opposed to Riot Fest.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
The first thing they saw was a dramatic handover inside the default mode network, or the DMN. At rest, this self-focused circuit dominates, but within seconds of hearing the beat, it ceded control to a lean cluster in the right auditory cortex. We're used to thinking of brainwaves like fixed stations, alpha, beta, gamma, and of brain anatomy.
I know
as
that
a set
Funkadelic Parliament song.
alpha, beta, gamma.
Never learn.
And of the brain anatomy as a set of distinct regions. But what we see with Freakness is much richer. Also, I think Freakness was a Parliament song.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Freakness. No, that was Barry White album.
Yeah,
Freakness.
you're right.
Yeah, that was no Rick James album. I feel like would be like. Oh yeah, 1985's Freakness. That's like yeah. That's when he like really.
Yeah. Oh, that Freakness album.
Lamenting the loss of Studio 54, went into the studio and made a train wreck of a cocaine-fueled album, Freakness. It's the beginning of the downfall for Rick James. Sorry, I'm going into like VH1.
Oh, I don't know.
Behind the
You're gonna have to queue up some Rick James there for the outro.
Right, yeah.
Or Parliament. I'm down with you. Funkadelic. Let's do it.
I got something lined up. I don't know if it works. Yeah, we're just going through it today. This is what we're doing.
Hey, why not?
Yeah.
But Freakness separates overlapping activity by frequency instead of anatomy. During stimulation, it found two sharp peaks, one tracking the 2.4 hertz and another at 4.8 hertz harmonic. And basically, like seeing how much more the brain is not this kind of like separate regional dominated by different frequencies, but that it can work together in all the different parts of the brain, you know, like the... can't think of the brain regions now. What are they?
Oh, the temporal lobe and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. The left court.
Yeah,
the left and the right.
Prefrontal cortex.
I don't know.
And the hippocampus.
We're just making up words now. We're just like
those are real words.
Grasping at stuff we heard on Jeopardy once. It's oh man.
But Freakness works by contrasting broadband and narrowband covariance, then pulling out brain-wide components with generalized engine decomposition. Yeah, that makes sense. And because the sources are reconstructed in three-dimension voxel space, the resulting maps look like ordinary functional images rather than abstract sensor blobs. That's always a good thing. Where this could lead, clinicians could track whether depression drugs restore norma alpha network flow or whether epilepsy surgery spares critical beat sensing hubs. Music therapists might tailor tempos that coax brains towards relaxed or alert states. That was pretty cool. Anything involving frequencies and the brain and music, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? All right, we did that one. Thought I had another brain. Oh, I do have a kind of a DNA thing. I'll say real quick. Columbia scientists may have found a universal antiviral, which is pretty insane. And it's interesting because it comes from people that live with a rare immune condition that has a surprising superpower, which is the ability to fight off all viruses. Columbia immunologist Tuzan Bogunovich discovered the individual's antiviral powers about 15 years ago, soon after he identified the genetic mutation that causes the condition. At first, the condition only seemed to increase vulnerability to some bacterial infections, but as more patients were identified, its unexpected antiviral benefits became apparent. He's a professor of pediatric immunology at Columbia University's Vagelos College of Physicians and Surgeons, and soon learned that everyone with the mutation, which causes a deficiency in an immune regulator called ISG15, has mild but persistent systemic inflammation. The type of inflammation they had was antiviral. And that's when it dawned on me that these individuals could be hiding something, he said. When he and his colleagues looked at the individual's immune cells, they could see encounters with all sorts of viruses, flu, measles, mumps, chickenpox. But the patients had never reported any overt signs of infection or illness. In the back of my mind, I kept thinking that if we could produce this type of light immune activation in other people, we could protect them from just about any virus, he added. And today he's closing in on a therapeutic strategy that could provide that broad spectrum protection against viruses and become an important weapon in the next pandemic. And they have tested it out on SARS and CoV and the influenza. And so far it has worked pretty good. The current design resembles COVID mRNA vaccines, but with a twist. 10 RNAs encoding the 10 proteins are packaged inside a lipid nanoparticle. Once the nanoparticle is absorbed by the recipient cells, the cells generate the 10 host proteins to produce the antiviral protection. We only generate a small amount of these 10 proteins for a short time, and that leads to much less inflammation than what we see in the ISG15 deficient individuals, Bogunovich says. But that inflammation is enough to prevent antiviral diseases. So that's pretty insane. If they develop this kind of vaccine, could prevent any virus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nuts if that goes through. I hope it does. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a couple of Chicago stories that I teased right after this on Think Theory Radio. Welcome back to Think Theory Radio. Think Theory Radio. Think Theory Radio. And today it's Weird Science. And Tales to Astonish.
Oh, I was going to try and cue it up for you.
That was pretty. What's funny is that beat kind of fit. It's almost this very similar beat to what you're playing.
Trying to mix it in,
Nice on-air mixing, keeping it.
That's
live.
hard to do with one channel. That's
true. Yeah, you don't have a good Newmark mixer up there.
Don't have the ones and twos. It's kind of on the ones and A's and
the one A's and
one A's and ampersands and. Hey, Chicago stories. We got to get through them.
Yes, I gotta get to those, but first, I should have brought this up with the food one. Because we like pizza.
Yeah.
We like chocolate.
Yeah.
Do we like butter?
I think most people, unless you don't like dairy or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some good vegan butter out there.
Not to go on a tangent, but the weird sort of thing, the pivot in the 80s where I think a lot of people wanted margarine instead of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It always tastes really weird to me.
Like Country Crock. Dude, I love butter. Using that in things. It's like.
What about 130-year-old butter?
If it's good to go, scientists say it's edible. Let's put it into let's make some good garlic bread here. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know if it's edible, but they found this 130-year-old butter with bacteria still in it.
So it's yogurt,
from that long
essentially.
Ago. Yeah, right.
It's like a thick yogurt, like a custard yogurt. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff now.
Well, according to researchers at the University of Copenhagen, it was like opening a kind of microbiological relic. The fact that we were able to extract genetic information from bacteria used in Danish butter production 130 years ago was far more than we had dared to hope for. Taking a peek at the bottle's labels, Leisner and co-authors saw that they contain cultures of lactic acid bacteria, microbes that have long been used in food preservation and flavoring. To investigate further, they extracted and sequenced DNA from the samples, comparing it with databases of known bacteria. And in doing so, they discovered traces of Lactococcus cremoris, which is a lactic acid bacteria, which is still used today by Danish dairies to acidify milk and kill harmful bacteria after pasteurization. And so it's kind of interesting that 130 just found this old butter, and still the bacteria was still in there, thriving.
And they made some pastries. Mm-hmm. Marcus from The Bear was there with Will Poulter. And
then they used a little bit of the ancient cheese that was found on a 3,000-year-old mummy. And also the oldest loaf of bread, which was 8,600 years old. Mixed it together and made a nice little
sandwich.
Tartine.
Yeah. I need some cheese and some bread. It's a little picnic going on.
Cheese bread. Put the butter on the bread, the cheese on top, throw it in the oven.
So I'm sure there's some ancient fruit you can get along the way.
Honey. You can use ancient honey. It's still good. They found it on the mummies.
The ancient sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ancient sandwich.
Yeah, this stuff is all old and moldy. Well, that'll be $700 million.
Right. Delivered.
And several universities that are mad at you.
Yeah.
Universities and museums.
All right. Now,
sorry. You got little time to get you through your Chicago. Okay, big stories here. Groundbreaking Chicago stories.
Yes. I'm trying to see if I can fit one more in before that, though.
You're a daredevil.
Or should I just do the side? Should I just do the Chicago ones?
Do the Chicago ones. You've been teasing it.
All right.
Quit teasing us.
Well, one, the Chicago River. If you're from here, you kind of about the river.
Wait, there's a river in this town?
Hey,
whoa!
So, they dye green every year. You didn't know. And because of that dye, the fish have come back. No, it's not because of the dye, but yeah, scientists sink lights the bottom of Chicago River, and they have found 24 species of fish spawning successfully.
Yeah.
And
they don't scare them away; they adapt.
Well, they had died for a long time.
Well, we made the dye safer, and the plumbers union is now careful about the way that they drown the fish in the green dye. And
yes, that is true. The study found differences between sections of the river. The South Branch supported more pollution-intolerant species, while the North Branch was dominated by those that tolerate poorer conditions. Researchers say this may be because the South Branch comprises a more habitable combination of submerged vegetation and riverbed substrate, as well as better water quality and flow. There are also several sheltered backwater areas in the South Branch, such as the unused barge slips in Bubbly Creek, which is interesting because, Bubbly Creek comes from. That's where they used to...
It's a great mineral water.
Yeah. That's where the, in the stockyards, they would dump all the carcasses, all the cow and pig carcasses into this section of the river there. And all the methane from the carcasses would make the creek bubble. Okay. So they call it Bubbly Creek, and it would smell horrible.
I bet.
And it to the point where it was so thick that supposedly this is a real story where these mobsters they would throw bodies over but they beat this dude up and they threw him in the river to drown. But it was so thick with cow carcasses and
no wonder that mineral water was so cheap.
That he was floating on the top of it. He didn't sink. So he survived.
My gosh. Give you cement shoes.
But now, fast forward to now, there are fish in there swimming and thriving because it's clean. Well, I don't know if it's clean, but it's cleaner enough. So life is coming back. That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
And
we're a world-class city.
And, so we have fish coming back. We have, a lot of wildlife in Chicago. There's foxes, there's coyotes running around, raccoons. Tons of rats.
The occasional horse.
Are you? Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Horse. There are sometimes horses. And what about? How would you feel about armadillos
In Chicago.
Yeah.
Not indigenous.
No, but they're coming. Armadillos are coming to Chicago.
Like, because they're just moving their way north?
Yes, exactly that.
And how close are we to the armadillo?
Well, they're saying 5 to 10 years.
Where is the most northern Illinois armadillo naturally found?
There's not naturally, but so far they have found.
So what, are they vacationing? How are these armadillos? Sorry.
Well, they have found, the closest they've found is in southern Illinois. There have been armadillo sightings.
That sounds about right.
But they've been coming up through, essentially from South America all the way up. The ones that we know of, like in Texas, are from Mexico.
They're taking over, folks. The
Yeah.
armadillos.
Right. They don't have passports.
They plan to have North America completely taken over by 2050. We got to put a stop to that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's the other problem with the fish and the armadillos, because they're not, registered citizens. There is a problem with the new administration might be deporting a lot of them. So we'll see what happens.
Armadillos?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately.
Oh, man.
No.
Got to go back to the country that you came from.
No,
I'm an American armadillo. I was born in Arkansas.
But yeah, they're coming up. There was, for a long time in the mid-1800s, blockage because of the Rio Grande in Texas. But since Texas has become more populated and more places have been built, more bridges, more, ways to cross over the river, they have continued their crawl northward. And so now there is a point in time in the next 5, maybe less than 5 years, 5 to 10 years at least, we will have armadillos in Chicago, which I think is pretty cool.
I mean,
I'm
we've
kinda
already
looking
had,
forward to that.
a crocodile or whatever.
Yeah, crocodile. We got the sea turtles
Yeah.
or river turtles or whatever they
Yeah.
are, those huge turtles. What else? We have we had those like from China, those like, they're not fish, but they're like sucker things on the boats.
Oh, yeah. Like barnacles or whatever?
Eh, not barnacles,
Yeah.
but something similar to that.
No, with all sorts of invasive and different, like, animals and species and bugs and insects.
But can you
and sea
imagine? I mean,
life.
you think of like armadillos as very deserty kind of animal. Imagine seeing them walking around Chicago.
Right?
That'd be kind of cool. I like.
I just know I'm probably
funny
gonna
looking.
run over one in the rural areas. Yeah.
Well, they can turn into a ball and roll away.
I've been seeing raccoons lately that look like they're the size of like cubs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like bear cubs, you know, like it's
Well,
crazy.
imagine that too, like the armadillos here for a while and how they change.
Yeah.
Oh, the Chicago Armadillos. It'll be like a new baseball team at some point in the future.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for today's show. I want to thank everybody for listening. We'll be back again next week and every Saturday, 6 to 7 p.m. right here on WCPT 820 Think Theory Radio.